Welcome back, everybody. Today we have another video talking about current affairs and how they pertain to our Second Amendment rights, reclaiming them. So a couple things happened today at the Supreme Court. So first off, basically, long story short, they told the EPA that they could not make laws, also known as Chevron deference. So what they're saying is that an administrative agency cannot just make up a law. Why does that matter to us? Well, a lot of the videos that I've been doing about the ATF and their overreach over the past few years have to do with this very type of infraction. So just as an example, the bump stock, right? The bump stock case is not particularly about bump stocks. Like, I believe there's two cases that are in the Supreme Court's docket. They haven't officially said they're going to take them up next year or anything like that. But both of those cases are about the ATF's ability to make law. And that's exactly what they tried to do. They tried to use their statutory authority, as an agency to create a law without going through Congress and then, of course, the president, as laws are intended to be made. So while this case in particular was about the EPA, the actual ruling about the Chevron deference issue in the law definitely will be applied in further cases that go forward related to Second Amendment items, whether it be a bump stock, a vertical foregrip, a brace, whatever the case may be. It's a big win for sure. And it's not just Second Amendment. There's a lot of government overreach that goes on through the executive agencies. And hopefully this will minimize that going forward as this case is used as precedence. Now, specifically in the Second Amendment case, there is some rather news as well. Shout out to Jared at Guns and Gadgets for sending me the original document, because I always like to show you guys the original document to show you I'm not making anything up. But trying to find documents in the Supreme Court website is a nightmare. So basically, 4 different cases are getting sent back to their various, circuit, Ninth Circuit, etc., for review under the ruling that the Supreme Court put out a couple days ago, basically saying that you have the right to have a firearm and you have the right to have it outside of your home and to carry it on you, and that text history and tradition of the United States is what any further ruling should be based on. So that is key, those 3 things. And with that in mind, they sent back the following cases to their respective circuit courts. So the first one is, I'm probably saying this way wrong, Bianchi versus Frosch. What that law is it's Maryland's assault weapon ban. So Maryland, the state, has an assault weapon ban, as well as many other horrible gun laws. Having lived in Baltimore for years, I can tell you that firsthand. And it basically is telling that circuit court they need to relook at it, because based on the standards of the precedent that they just passed, it is unconstitutional. Next one up is the New Jersey Pistol and Rifle Club, I believe, versus the United States. What that's all about is a magazine capacity ban. So New Jersey, I believe, is 10 rounds in terms of the maximum capacity you can have in a handgun and 15 rounds in a rifle. Basically, once again, the Supreme Court is saying, hey, go take a look at this, because based on what we know and what we see, just looking at it from the 1,000-foot view, it is wholly unconstitutional. Next one up is Young versus Hawaii. Basically, it is a gentleman named Mr. Young tried to get a concealed carry permit and then an open carry permit, which Hawaii doesn't have. Both were denied. And of course, he sued them, saying that it was absolutely unconstitutional. This one in particular is exactly what the Supreme Court just ruled on. So there's no way, unless these judges are completely illiterate, that they would be able to say that this case is not going to be overturned, and Mr. Young will get his concealed carry permit or carry open, whichever he so chooses to do. The last one is going to be Duncan versus Bonta, also known in the past as Duncan versus Decera. And what that is it's California's magazine capacity ban. So if you guys remember Freedom Week and all of those things, that is what this is. So basically, California has a law saying that you can only have 10-round magazines in their state, which of course is stupid, because during the multiple Freedom Weeks that have happened over the years, lots of legally acquired standard capacity above 10-round magazines went into the state and are everywhere in California. So basically, all of these states have been, again, sent back to their respective circuit courts. And from talking to an attorney earlier today who's familiar with this, basically he said that these circuits have the ability to slow roll these if they want to. However, it would be highly unusual. So he said in a normal environment, obviously absent political interference, which this certainly isn't, this would happen relatively quickly, like in a matter of weeks rather than months. However, we live in a very political time, so we will see how that plays out. There's obviously a ton of other rules, or rules, not laws, that are out there in the states that absolutely are unconstitutional, even with the recent Supreme Court ruling about, carrying firearms outside your home and all those other things that case went into. New York is still trying to usurp that law and go around it and make special places where the Constitution doesn't apply. Like we have a Constitution-free zone. So the fight never stops, unfortunately. So with that, guys, definitely support the organizations that are behind a lot of these cases right here. So Firearms Policy Coalition, Second Amendment Foundation, Gun Owners of America, National Association for Gun Rights, they're all good organizations. If you like this type of video, unfortunately, I make them relatively frequently these days. I don't want to, but it is what it is. So definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, sign up for my emails. One here is going to be the email that is the one that goes out once a month, and it just has all of my videos since the previous email, so no big tech giant is censoring your eyes from my content. The one here on your screen is the daily deals email, as the name indicates. Obviously, we review a lot of guns and gear here on the channel, so if there's any good deals on those types of things, as well as other accessories, ammunition, etc., it goes out in that email. If it's in that email, it's the cheapest I know of anywhere on the internet that day, so it saves you guys some time and money. And with that, we'll close it out. Good news, guys. We have been on a series of wins, and based on the precedents set, I think it's going to continue. Look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.